Welcome to Love Bites. Love Bites. Love Bites. Love Bites.
And this guy that I was seeing at the time, we were kind of hooking up. We weren't even dating, but he wanted to give me as many orgasms as possible for my birthday. And that was the first time that I ever had a partner who like cared about my pleasure and my pleasure alone. And we went from having, I think I had a total of 32 orgasms in 2 hours, and he didn't come once.
Wow.
And he didn't want to.
It's obviously like through multiple like methods. Like it's not just,
Totally.
it's not just penetration with his penis. Right? It's like going down on you and like licking your nipples and like all the things.
Exactly. And I think like that was probably the first experience where I allowed myself to like be present in the moment and just enjoy myself. So part of it's like practicing mindfulness and being able to be in the moment, experience the different sensations that are happening, and also exploring erogenous zones. Because I was someone who in the past, when I would have sex, I'd have a great time, but usually I was trying to rush to the finish line. I was trying to get an O as quickly as possible because that's how I relieve stress, was using my body or using other people in that way to just get an orgasm as quickly as possible. But this guy really helped me be more present with my body, enjoy sensuality instead of just sexuality, and also other erogenous zones. Like I had nipple gasms, I had eargasms, I had blended orgasms from like clitoris and penetration. I had a G-spot orgasm. I think he also rimmed me and I had an orgasm from that. Like I could get orgasms from just like touching like the side of my like waist and stuff. When you're in that orgasmic state already, it gets like easier and easier to keep going.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. So like first off, I know that, some people listening might think multiple orgasms mean all of them are vaginal orgasms when that's not the case.
No, not at all. And I think that's also a misconception that I wish I was taught about when I learned about sex, is that I think the current stat is only 18% of people with vaginas experience a penetrative orgasm. So it's like about 80% of women and people with vulvas like need direct clitoral stimulation. And I think it's between like 14 to 20 minutes for the average person in order to just get warmed up enough. I think it's different though when you're solo, because a lot of the times it's easier to get there solo.
Oh yeah, I can like
you can get off in a couple of minutes. I think the average is like 8 minutes, but yeah, it's different partnered versus solo.
Oh my gosh. I have a client who's she's single and she's 38, but she loves saying like, why would I want to go on a date and try to have disappointing sex with men when I can literally come within 5 minutes on my own with like 4 toys that I have? And I'm like, girl, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
It does, if you're thinking about sex as in just orgasms, then I get it. Like I can come in 2 minutes with a vibrator. Like we're best friends.
100%.
I know exactly how to touch myself. But to my kind of journey with her is I'm trying to help her understand that sex isn't just about orgasm, that it's connection, that it's a human experience with another person. It's co-creating new experiences. And, all these things kind of like went past her head. Like she's a lawyer, so she's like literal, like just, sex is pleasure, right? So if it's not pleasurable, why would I try? It takes time and it takes effort. So I'd love to talk to you about the different ways we can become multi-orgasmic.
Yeah, I'd say, and this is not going to be information that you're going to find like widely available on the internet. This is based on like my personal practice.
Love that.
Coming to the point where like this is a regular occurrence for me. Every single time I have partnered sex, I have at least 10 orgasms, usually about 30.
10 to 30.
Usually 10 to 30. It depends on how long I have. If it's about 20 minutes, I'd say about 10. If I have an hour and a half to 2 hours, it's about 30.
Wow.
But usually I have about 5 before the penis goes anywhere near me.
Yeah. And a lot of that is like self-induced.
Yeah, 100%. And I think part of it too is when I learned to set my boundaries and only sleep with people who cared about my pleasure and want to go down on me, that was a non-negotiable. So I don't even put myself in situations or with people who don't care about my pleasure and don't want to do that. Because that also reminds me too, I think the first time I had a multi-orgasmic experience without any touching was in a breathwork workshop in Tulum.
Whoa.
It was almost 2 years ago at this point. But yeah, I just went, it was just breath work. It was supposed to be breath work to help call in like love. And it was this experience it was mostly couples in the room. I think I was one of the few single women, and then there were a few single men. And we just went through, I think the breathing pattern was called heliotropic. I'm not a breathwork facilitator, so I don't know, but I love using breathwork. But it got to the point where usually I experience like an emotional release. Like I'm a crier. I have a moon and Mercury in Cancer. So I'm just like, water works all the time.
I have moon in Cancer as well.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So normally I like cry to release and like that's enough. But just, I don't know, after round 2 and 3 of like the breathing, I got to this orgasmic state to where I actually was having multiple orgasms just from breath, not touching anything in a room surrounded by people. And the facilitator came up to me, and even she had one of those vibrators like on her necklace that she like put just on my chest right here to like encourage me to lean into it. And even though it was uncomfortable, I was like, I didn't expect to come in this class.
Oh my God.
That wasn't my intention. But it was so nice and so healing because like I felt so held and safe in that space. And we talked about it after, and like a bunch of men who were there, they were like, yeah, we could feel your energy. Like it was so cool to see you like let go and release and be in that like feminine energy. I'm like, yeah.
Love that. Oh my gosh.
Thanks for listening. This was Love Bites. Love Bites by Dr. Tara. Follow Dr. Tara on social media at lovebites.co. Have an orgasmic day.